Hello everyone, welcome to Vishesh Educational Videos. In this video, I am explaining about robotics process automation. I am going to give brief introduction about robotics process automation, and also I am going to explain the benefits of robotics process automation. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. To get the notification of my new videos, please click the bell icon. So let me begin the explanation of what is RPA and also its benefits. So first of all, we need to understand what is automation, because robotics process automation is purely related on automating the task, right? It is going to be doing the tasks automatically, right? So automation in simple words is technology. Okay, it's a technology that deals with the application of machines and computers to produce goods and services. In simple words, we can do tasks automatically without human assistance or with little human assistance. We can do whatever tasks we want automatically without or very little human assistance. That is automation. Okay, then what are the things that can be automated? The things that can be automated are repetitive tasks. Suppose if you want to do some task very frequently, instead of doing that manually, you can automate that repetitive steps. For example, in banks, clerks more often they are going to issue a check, right? So issuing the checks to the customer can be automated because it's a repetitive task. And also time consuming steps can be made automated. Time consuming steps means, so if you want to delete the spam mails from your email account, it is a time consuming step, right? If you want to delete spam from the accounts of around 1 lakh customers, it is a time consuming task. You can do those tasks, right, automatically. You can automate the time consuming steps also. High risk tasks. High risk tasks means when you are doing something, when you are doing some task, chances are there you may make some errors. For example, if it's a task related to banking, right, banking transaction or healthcare related task, so risk is very much more in that type of tasks. So what you can do means you can automate the tasks, right? Thereby I can reduce the errors. And also tasks with a low quality yield. For example, this tasks needs to be done, but this task is not going to generate any not going to generate any revenue for you. Same example, spam. You want to delete spam automatically. Yes, this task is very time consuming, and also it is a low quality yield task, right? It is not going to help you much. So this type of task with low quality yield can be automated, right? And also task involving multiple people and multiple steps, right? So this type of task involving multiple people and multiple steps can also be automated. And also lastly, and everything else, what can be automated means everything can be automated in today's advanced technology, right? So that's why automation plays a very important role in an organization. Okay, now what can be automated? What can be automated? In order to automate something, it needs to have the following characteristics. That is very important. Yes, I can automate whatever I want, but it should have some characteristics. So what are those characteristics? Well defined and rule based steps. If you automate something, you need to have some proper steps, well defined steps, or it should be a rule based steps. Without proper steps or without proper planning, you can't automate right? That's the first thing. Next, logical. So if I want to automate something, first you need to ensure that whether it is possible to automate that. Simply theoretically I can tell whatever it may be, but practically is it possible? What I'm thinking, right, to automate something, is it logical? Can I do that? You should be aware of that. Okay. And also next thing, an input to the task can be diverted to the software system. For example, if you want to automate something, if you should give the input to the task, right, that should be in a position, the task should be can be diverted, it should be in a position to be diverted to the software system, right? That's why, because whatever you are automating, most of the tasks today, if you take most of the tasks that are related to software, that's why. So you should be, your input to the task can be diverted to the software system, right? And also input can be, right, deciphered by software systems with available technique, right? So you, for automating something, you can use all the available techniques, right? If you want to develop a new technology for doing automation, definitely it's not going to make sense. You should be in a position to do automation with all the available technique itself. And also the output system is accessible. Yes, obviously, not only the input, both the input and output should be accessible to the user to automate something, right? And also very important thing, benefits are more than the cost. What is the cost you are spending to automate something, right? That should be less than your benefits, because I'm expecting more benefits from the automation, right? So my cell, so my preparing cost, right? So what is the cost that I'm going to spend? That can't be more than the benefits. So I need more benefits from the automation. So, right? And techniques of automation. So I told you I can automate whatever I want, I can automate it, but simply I can't do that, right, without any proper automation techniques, right? So I'm going to discuss those automation techniques now. So first technique for automation is custom software. So if you want to do automation of some tasks or some, right, something, you can develop the new software to perform the tasks. Custom software means you only building a separate software for automating your tasks. It can be repetitive tasks, right? So I told you, right, deleting the spam mails from your email folder can be repetitive tasks, right? So to do that repetitive task, you can develop your own software as you want, customized software. That is one technique. You can develop your own software to do the automation. Second one is runbook. So what is a runbook? Runbooks are typically used for IT based operations. So in simple words, they are set of commands or tasks, okay, that is performed to maintenance, right? That is performed commands or tasks that is mainly used for maintenance and other types of activities, right? So runbooks can be offline as well, not only online. Runbooks are supported in offline also. So in simple words, runbooks are nothing but set of commands or tasks mainly used for performing maintenance, right? So you can do run commands for performing set of tasks. Simple, right? Runbook means it is a set of commands mainly used for maintenance. You are going to automate the maintenance process, then you can go for runbook, right? This is the second category. Next is batch. This is one more technique. Batch files are very popular actually. They use it to compile a sequence of commands that could be run by a single click or command. Getting my point? So if you, with a single click or with a single command, you can do a series of steps. That's why it's a batch files, right? So they can be scheduled to be run at a specific time using the scheduler also. Getting my point? So batch files mainly used to compile series of commands or a series of steps with a single click or a command. And also they can be scheduled as per your convenience using the scheduler. This is another type, right? So you can go for run book mainly if it's a maintenance related things. You can go for batch files if you want to run a sequence of command with a single click, or if you want your own software also, you can go for custom software. Next, wrapper. So wraps around existing software or hosts, right? As the name suggests, it's going to wraps around the existing softwares. The wrapper monitors activities in a client app. Okay, it is going to monitor the activities in a client app and performs action based on rules. So in simple words, wrapper is going to wraps around your existing software. It's going to monitor the activities in your app and perform the actions based on rules. For example, hosting a website inside a shell or in navigations and actions, right? Wrapper can be used. And also putting validation on top of a mainframe application using Hummingbird. This is one example actually. So these things can be done with a wrapper, right? That is one more automation technique. You can simply use wrapper to host your website inside a shell automatically. You can put a validation thing into your software automatically. Next, browser automation. You can, if you want to automate your browser, you can go for browser automation, right? There are so much example. For example, Grease Monkey and much other web macro software helped in browser based automation. Best example is Grease Monkey only. That is mainly used for browser automation. What it can do means it can be used to read from a website and save to a database. So definitely this can read some data from a website. It can read data and also it can save the data to the database, and also it can write to fields based on the rules. Obviously it not only read the data from the website, it can also write the data in to the database according to some rules also, right? So using this browser automation technique, a whole website can be changed and components can be added or removed from the website, right? So it's very easy to do the changes automatically, right, for your website. Sometimes it is also referred as web scripting or web injections, right? I don't want to confuse you guys. So browser automation can read and write from the database from the websites. It can do changes to the websites automatically. Next is a desktop automation. So traditionally desktop automation used to mean that multiple screens on desktop were woven together to present a single screen. Very simple. So you can use the desktop automation, right, to represent multiple screens on a single screen, right? Suppose if data transfer are there from one screen to another, it could be done automatically. Getting my point? So in a single screen you can show multiple screens in a desktop automation, and if you want to do some data transfer from one screen to other screen, it can be done automatically in desktop automation. So if you have any doubts, please post your doubts in the comment section. So next, database and web service integration. So as the name suggests, in database integration we read or write to a client database directly. Suppose if you want to read something from the database, or if you want to write something to the database directly, you can do that with the database integration. Okay. In web service integration, we communicate with the client system using a web service. So if you want to communicate with the client, you can use a web service in a web service integration. So see, if I want to automate my task, according to my tasks, I can choose any of these techniques. Either I can choose custom software, runbook, batch, wrapper, browser automation, desktop automation, or database or web service integration. But so it should match my requirements. Based on my requirements, I can go for any of these techniques, right? So hope you are understanding the concepts. If you have any doubts, please post your doubts in the comment section. So what I have explained, the same thing is this same thing is represented in a diagram now. So robotics process automation is now explained in a more detailed way here. See here. So today automation has reached a stage of maturity. You know that a number of other technologies have developed from it. That means robotics process automation is one such transformational area. Okay. So we can do whatever the task I want with very less human intervention. Most of the tasks can be done automatically, right? So in simple words, RPA involves the use of software that mimics human actions. That means it can do tasks that human can do, right? It can do the task that human can do, right? So that's why RPA is a very important part of any organization. Now, and also along with that, along with mimicking the human actions, in addition to this, software robots also perform complex calculation and decision making on the basis of predefined rules. So what I'm trying to say is, robots are now more advanced. Not only they can do repetitive tasks, they can also do some complex tasks, and also they can take decisions based on the rules what I have supplied. So now they are more advanced, right? For example, you can see here. So any activity, if you want to, for example, any tasks, if you want to do any task automatically, you should understand what is a trigger, condition, and action first, right? So trigger means if any event occurs, suppose if according to the condition, if your condition satisfied, trigger will occur. So based on the trigger, some action will takes place, right? So to automate anything, you need to know about the trigger, condition, and action. I don't want to confuse you guys. Okay, so trigger means, right, it will be like what to do when something happens. Trigger tells that what to do when condition is true. When condition is false, no worries, triggers fail. That's all. When condition is true, trigger will get executed. So when triggers get executed, some action will takes place. For example, when you click on the login button is a trigger. Then condition is what? Username and password should be correct. When username and password is correct, that means your condition is true. What is the action? It will go to the home page. I don't want to confuse you guys, right? Trigger, like for suppose if you want to log in, trigger is what? When you click on the login button, trigger is executed. Condition is what? Username and password should be right. Condition satisfied. What is the action? It will move from login page to the home page. That means if you want to do any activity automatically, these three things you should concentrate. Okay. So next I will directly move to the benefits of the RPA. These things are whatever I explained till now, those things are there here. So directly I'll move to the RPA now. Benefits of RPA. Now these are the benefits of RPA. So first one is business process outsourcing. In BPO we are going to use robotics process automation. Now first of all, what is BPO? BPO is like best example is your call center. whenever you make a call to your customer care service, right? Most of the things can be automated now, right? You can observe there, when you call your customer care service, instead of human, right, human agent, robot can answer all your questions. Some predefined questions will be right, will be there. Robot can answer that predefined questions. So in this way I can automate the BPO sector also, right? And also, why I am doing this means labor cost. I can reduce the labor cost, right? So if I want human, right, human customer service provider, I need to pay the salary, right? Instead of that, I can automate that customer care service, right, using RPA technology, right? So most of the questions can be answered by machine itself rather than the human. Okay, so BPO sector can get benefited from RPA. Insurance, next sector is the insurance sector that can get benefited from RPA. So why means the complexity and number of tasks that must be managed in the insurance sectors, because lakhs of customers will be there in insurance, so many policies, lakhs of policies will be there, right? So to fill the policies and to process the claims across multiple platforms, right? So you can go for RPA technology. So you can see there now I can pay my insurance premium in online, and I can claim my insurance amount online. Automatically I can do. I don't want any human assistance. Because of RPA, these things are possible now. Next, in financial sector, the example is your bank. In bank also, in today, I can download the statement of my account, right? At a shot. I don't want to go to bank, or I don't want to wait in a queue, because those things are automated now. RPA is used in your bank sector. You can generate your account statement automatically. You can apply for the credit card within minutes. See, RPA is helping bank sector, financial sector. And the next is utility companies. Utility companies like gas, electricity and water, right? Water bills. So I can pay this utility bills, right, automatically. Not only pay that, not only paying the bills, also the bill generation is automated now. Your invoice will be generated, right, after you make the payment. Within seconds it will be generated. After you make payments, within seconds your bill will be mailed to you, right? So in this way utility companies are get benefited from RPA. Healthcare now you can see that robots can do auto operations, not complex, or at least robots can only do simple operations now. Yeah, it's possible. There's so much of research is going on. See, they are automating the surgery. And also not only that, again, billing of patients, claims of insurance, right? Maintaining the records of the patients, eliminate, right? It is going to eliminate the errors, obviously, in the records of the patients, right? So thereby workers can focus more on the needs of the patients rather than these billing tasks or whatever it may be. So in this way RPA can help in all these sectors. Not only this, and also these are the sectors, okay, but what are the additional benefits? Higher quality services and greater accuracy, right? Obviously higher quality services means why? Definitely here humans are not doing any task, machines are doing the task. So that's why you can expect quality, less number of errors, and also greater accuracy. Getting my point? And also improved analytics. So because robots can log each and every action with the appropriate metadata and a tag, So if you want to do some analytics, if you want to get some analytics, that analytics can be generated automatically, because everything will be recorded automatically. So obviously your analytics data, whatever you want, that will be correct, and it will be available on time. Getting my point? So higher quality services, greater accuracy, and improved analytics. These are the benefits. And also, see, reduced costs. Now you can ask a question, how a cost is reduced? Because see here, for example, nowadays it's a common place to hear that one robot is equivalent to 3 human full-time executives. Now you can ask a question, why? This is based on simple fact, right? Robo can work for 24 hours without a break, but human can work only for 8 to 9 hours, right? It can do tasks, double the task can be done, right, by the robo than the human. That's why cost can be reduced. You can going to hire the less number of employees, so you can reduce the cost by paying the less salary, right? You may think that this is a disadvantage, but not all the employees will get fired, right? At least 40% of the task will be get automated and 60% manual assistance is needed. So anyway, you can reduce the cost, right? So next, increased speed. Obviously, if you want to do some complex calculation, as a human being, I have some limitations. But for a machine, it doesn't have any limitations. It can do accurately, and it can do with more speed. Response time will be better. Response time will be better than the human. It can respond within seconds after doing the task. Speed will be increased. Humans can't do that. Yes, they can do that, but it's not that much accurate, or with less speed. Okay, greater compliance. So what is this? What is greater compliance? Right? These robots do not deviate from defined set of steps to be taken while doing a task. That means robots will only do the tasks that are defined. They are not going to do any other tasks that are not defined. That's why we can achieve greater compliance here. Okay, and next one is agility. Right? Agility means we can reduce or we can increase the number of robot resources as we want. Right? We can redeploy the robots, right? And we can take back the robots. If we want any extra robots, we can right? We can deploy them. If we don't want some robots to do some tasks, if you are facing a shortage of resources, we can remove the robots from that particular task. You can reconfigure whatever you want. So this is agility. And next one is comprehensive insights. So that is, robots can track transaction to use them later, right? That means they can do, right, they can do the task with better precision, and they can take better decisions, and also they can record the data. That is insights. By recording the data, I can, if I seeing the data, seeing the pattern of the data, I can get some ideas, that insights. So that is advantage. Next is versatility. RPA is applicable across industries performing a wide range of tasks. That means RPA can be used in almost all the fields today. That is versatile. I can tell that RPA can be used in almost all the sector we want. You've seen that here. See, from business, BPOs to healthcare, we can use RPA in several and almost all sectors. Simplicity. So next advantage is simplicity. RPA does not need any programming knowledge. That means prior programming knowledge is not necessary, because most platforms provide designs in the form of flowcharts. It is very simple. You don't need any extra programming knowledge to implement the RPA, right? Most of the things will be there in the form of flowcharts. And the next one is scalability. RPA is highly scalable, right? That means robots can be quickly deployed at zero or minimum cost while maintaining consistency in the quality of work. Scalable. If you want to increase your robots, you can increase the robots as you want. You can do that because they are scalable. Without minimum cost, you can deploy the robots. That is scalability. Even if you increase the robots, it can do the work without any problem. It can manage the workload, or it can, if you reduce the robots also, it can manage the workload. That is scalability. Next, time savings, one of the most important advantages. So because you can know that robots can work for 24 hours a day, right? Your task can be completed on time or before your part time also. So it is going to save your time. Suppose as a human, I can do the task in 30 days. As a machine, it can do the task in 15 days, because it can work 24 hours. 24/7 it can work. So in thereby we can save the time, right? And non-invasive, that is RPA, as we know, works at the user interface just like a human would, right? So RPA can do the task with the same user interface that is used by the human. That means we don't need to do any changes to the existing computer system. We can implement the RPA in the existing systems. They are supported, right? They are supported for RPA. Okay. Next, better management. So how? RPA allows for managing, deploying and monitoring robots through a centralized platform. That means we can manage the RPA with more efficiency. Centralized architecture, you know that, right? Centralized architecture means if you want to make any changes, if you do the changes at any one place, it is going to be reflected in all the other places. So in that way, I can manage my robots in a centralized platform. So and also this is going to less the governance. So it doesn't need any extra governance for RPA, right? So if it's implemented in the centralized architecture. Okay. Next, better customer service. I already told you while explaining the BPO. Since robots can work around the clock, capacity increases. So thereby this leaves humans to focus on customer service and satisfaction. So better customer service. For example, I told you, if in BPO, if you want to wait for a human agent for 10 minutes, right? Instead of that, you can you can get assistance from from within 2 minutes. Which one is better? Getting assistance from robot within 2 minutes is better than waiting for the human agent for 10 minutes. Thereby we can increase the customer satisfaction. So we can give better customer service. Okay. Lastly, increased employee satisfaction. Obviously, because these repetitive tasks, these frequent tasks can be automated, right? If the repetitive tasks are automated, excuse me, your employees can concentrate more on the tasks that are very much needed. Getting my point? So it will increase the employee satisfaction. Employees are not concentrating on the tedious and repetitive tasks now, because the repetitive tasks are taken care by RPA. Thereby they can concentrate on the more important work. So that's why, so RPA can increase the employee satisfaction. So that's it, guys. Hope you understood the concept. Suppose if you have any doubts, Please post your doubts in the comment section. Thank you. Thank you for watching the video.